On today's Solo Wednesday news, the latest on Mariah May to WWE, mystery international signings for TNA, there's an update on Bill Goldberg's retirement match, and the real reason the roast of WrestleMania will not be airing live. Hello and welcome to WhatCulture Wrestling with myself, Andrew Pollard. I hope you're well, I hope you're good, I hope your week is going as well as it possibly can. Now, this is a slightly different Solo Wednesday news because the regular weekday crew, they are all currently in transit to Vegas, as I believe something's going on there. I'm not too sure, but I believe something's going down there this week. Anyway, let's get to wrestling chatter and let's get things started with the biggest talking point of the past day or so, and that would be AEW's Mariah May. Now, there were reports a few weeks ago that Mariah May was in a contract year this year, as in her existing AEW deal is due to expire at some point in 2025. Now, these reports were followed by stories that WWE had interest in Mariah May, because of course they would, and that AEW was keen to keep Mariah May, because of course they would. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio yesterday, though, both Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez indicated that Mariah is on her way to WWE. As it was put, those they'd spoken to in WWE said that WWE knew Mariah was keen to sign with them. While AEW sources, they were under the impression that Mariah, yes, would indeed be making a jump from AEW to WWE. Now, contract-wise, the belief is that Mariah signed a 2-year deal with AEW in 2023, meaning that, yes, indeed, that is coming up at some point this year.
Viva Las Vegas! That's right, we're here for WrestleMania, courtesy of Surfshark, who are sponsoring all the content we produce from Mania, and their VPN is well worth checking out. It makes sure all of your stuff stays private and secure when you're out and about online. Plus, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, but it allows you to change your virtual location to access all of your favorite content, which means you can watch all of WWE shows on Netflix, not just Raw, but SmackDown and NXT too, with no ads, and you get to see all the bonus content us Brits get to see too. Stuff like this. If you're familiar, just click the link in the description and use code WhatCultureMania at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN.
Now, on all of this, though, Fightful Select has a further update, I guess we could say, that maybe this whole situation isn't quite as cut and dried as some people are thinking right now, noting how they've been told that Mariah is simply, being smart, being sensible, making the most out of the leverage that she's got and the negotiating power that comes with that. I mean, if there's all these stories that are coming out that, okay, she's off to WWE, then that, of course, that gives her great leverage there with AEW, that okay, maybe we'll throw a bit more money at her to stay, and vice versa. If people are thinking that there's a chance she might stay with AEW, then that increases WWE's offer to her, and basics. So she supposedly, according to Fightful, is just being very smart and playing the game, I guess would be one way to put it. Now, Fightful also adds that while Mariah May debuted in AEW in November 2023, she was actually signed to the company in August of that year. So that would indeed indicate that her contract is coming up this August, as in right now, what we're in April, so less than 4 months' time. This Fightful report also mentions how from those they've spoken to about this, they were a little surprised at the length of Mariah May's contract. Now, AEW tends to do 3-year deals, sometimes 5-year deals, but in the case of Mariah May, it ended up being a 2-year deal for the glamour. Now, of course, when she came into the company, she was nowhere near as big a name or as pivotal a player as she is right now these days, although she's not been seen since Revolution. So you can understand why maybe, not the biggest name coming into the company, so it's right, give it 2 years and we'll see how we go. But here we are anyway, with Mariah May, with plenty of options on the table. Let us know in the comments, would you like to see Mariah May in WWE, or would you rather that she stays put in AEW? If that is you in that situation, what are you doing? And be nice, be respectful in those comments. We do see him. Don't be naughty. Wherever she ends up, though, some company is going to have themselves one hell of a talent on their hands. Now, speaking of talents possibly being on the move, TNA has made 3 mystery new signings. This has me intrigued. This comes from Sean Ross Sapp, again over at Fightful, who reports that TNA has signed at least 3 international talents. The catch is, at this stage, there are no further details whatsoever. There's no details on who these talents are, no details on where they are coming in from. no details at all on when they'll be making their TNA debut. So yeah, it's quite the intriguing one. Something just interesting to keep an eye on. And obviously then you can speculate about who it might be. What is known though is that all three of those talents are already under contract with TNA and that they're signing into part of a wider plan from TNA to expand its reach internationally and to further diversify its roster. I mean, hey, you know, Tetsuya Naito is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm just saying that's an international talent. That is a hell of an international talent. May not be quite the worker he was in his pomp, but still, Naito, man, just that presence. Do I think he'll end up in TNA? Probably not, but it's fun to speculate. And speaking of TNA, I recently had the absolute pleasure, really enjoyed this one, to sit down with TNA's Leon Slater just for a chat about all things TNA, really. About, obviously, we've got TNA Unbreakable coming up on Thursday tomorrow. Then it's Rebellion at the end of the month, where Leon is in his first ever Ultimate X match, and I am so nervous for him and excited because just the dude is so talented. But those Ultimate X matches, man, there is so much crazy stuff we've seen over the years. I still think of the AJ Styles inverted dropkick from Saban, or the Kazarian leg drop on Divery, was it? But yes, so Leon Slater, we've got a chat with him elsewhere on the channel. Just a really nice dude. Yeah, I've got a lot of time for that fella. Anyway, changing gears from one of the hottest young talents in the business, being Leon Slater, to a man on the other side of their career. Yes, dun, dun. That was my really bad, awful rendition of the opening bars of Goldberg's theme tune. Goldberg. Now, there's been previously plenty of chatter about Goldberg, yes, possibly having a retirement match at some point this year, and now the man has provided a tiny smidge of an update on all of this. Now, this was part of a feature that the My San Antonio was doing on Goldberg, where they got to speak to him, and he just talked about his training, really, saying that he's been training in San Antonio's Black Diamond martial arts facility, including training with former UFC fighter Brendan O'Reilly. Now, in terms of the match, Goldberg did confirm that yes, he will be having that one final retirement match before the end of 2025, although he doesn't know exactly at this point in time who that opponent will be and who it will be against. I mean, you look at the possible options out there. Bron Breakker is a very obvious one for several reasons. Obviously, the spear, but also the WCW history between Goldberg and the Steiners, particularly Scotty Steiner. They had some fun wars over the time. In fact, Scott Steiner had one of Goldberg's very best matches. Because let's face it, Goldberg matches not always technically great, were they? No, not renowned over the years, but impactful, perfect for what Goldberg needed. But yeah, one of his better, lengthier matches was with Scott Steiner, who, of course, is the uncle of Bron Breakker. But then you've got Gunther, who is right there and also just makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, they've already interacted, Gunther and Goldberg, on WWE TV. And to be honest, just to put it out there, Gunther does not have bad matches. So if you're looking at somebody who can get the very best, the absolute most out of a 58-year-old Bill Goldberg, I mean, is there anybody better than the Ring General? I don't think so. Goldberg will be in very safe hands there with Gunther. So, yeah, but anyway, let us know in the comments who you would like to see Goldberg go up against for his one final match. Is it Bron Breakker? Is it Gunther? Is it somebody else? Or do you just not want to see it and just think, Bill, just hang him up, mate. It's all right. We don't need that one more match. I mean, the last time he wrestled was 2022. I think it was September 2022, which is in Saudi Arabia against Roman Reigns. That was the Elimination Chamber PLE that was held over there. So, I mean, we're approaching 3 years since that. Like I said, a 58-year-old Bill Goldberg. It's it could be a car crash, this retirement match, or who knows? Hey man, it could be something that Goldberg could surprise us all. And like I said, if it's against someone like Gunther, then hey. But speaking of things we may never see, as in Goldberg's retirement match, the roast of WrestleMania, that ties into now. Now, I am not familiar whatsoever with Tony Hinchcliffe. I'm not going to pretend I know who Tony Hinchcliffe is. All I saw was the commentary he did on Raw the other week, and it was absolutely horrendous. It was brutal, and not in a brutal, good way. And what I've seen as well from doing a bit of online digging, I don't think this dude's for me. No thanks. But either way, Tony Hinchcliffe is indeed hosting the Roast of WrestleMania this Sunday, which takes place after WrestleMania 41 Night 2. Now, interestingly, though, the Roast of WrestleMania is not currently set to air live, or, I mean, there's no plans to air it at all right now. I mean, on that, though, Fightful Select has a bit of an update here, basically saying that the Roast of WrestleMania, it might air at some point in the future, but that the Roast of WrestleMania will not be airing live because it was deemed basically too much of a risk. I read that as that WWE are worried that it might be offensive, it might be just really bad. The jokes might not land, or much like Tony Hinchcliffe's brief spell on the Raw commentary the other week, it just might stake the joint out. So, yeah, there's always a chance it could air at a later date. But if you're wondering why you will not be able to watch the Roast of WrestleMania live on Sunday night, that is why. Basically, WWE just did not want to take the chance of running it live and risk whatever it falling apart. In there's various ways this could go, and I just anyway. With that, this has been a rare solo Wednesday news here at What Culture Wrestling with myself, Andrew Pollard. Fear not, though, for the regular faces of Andy Murray and Adam Wilborn will be back tomorrow. The catch is, though, they will be in Vegas rather than the usual What Culture studio. So, in the meantime, be well, stay safe, and I will see you Sunday for the usual solo Sunday news. Take care.